normal routine. If you sleep super late and then try to rush over here, you're gonna kind of think it's hard on your body or your mind. So I would say to get up normal, even if it is going to breakfast or something. So our exam is on Thursday at 9, what is that? It'll be at 9:20. Again, if you do come early, you're welcome to come in here and hang out and just work or, ask questions, like prepare or whatever. It's just know that it'll be a quiet workspace. You're welcome to come in, even if I don't request you. Or if you come in to school at 8:30, you're still welcome to come into here just to have some place to kind of put your stuff down and that kind of thing. So just don't roll in right at the last second though, so you can get your your things together. You can turn your reviews in, make sure you're all set to go. So for the exam, yeah.
So if you come early, do you come to the commons or the high school?
Oh, good question.
I'm gonna guess the high school. So does that?
So once
the common doors?
I would guess the common doors open at the normal day, because the normal time because of the little kids. But then once, I would say after school starts, then I'd probably so after 7:50, I'd probably say the high school. But that's a good question. Maybe I'll ask about that. Just so that, because I'll find out. I'll send an email to Miss Zimmer, or maybe even call down there. So things we can use, I don't want that color. So things we can use on our exam is you guys can bring, great. You guys can bring any kind of calculator that you guys want to use. There won't be any no calculator parts. So calculator, if you want a graphing calculator and a regular calculator, whatever your comfort level is, so feel free to bring that as well. Then a cheat sheet. Now we've had basically 4 major chapters here in the second half. Basically to take your 4 cheat sheets and kind of get them onto either one side of a sheet, or otherwise I do have a note card that you can use both sides. It's the same surface area. So
wait.
yeah.
So is the final on both?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
No, it's just this is starting from where we left off at the last final. So
I'm fine.
yeah. So it's either one side or both sides of a half sheet. And again, I'll get you guys all your different cheat sheets back today. They kind of compile things together. I think. So going back through our different chapters, just kind of reminding you guys what they were. But once you see your cheat sheets, you'll probably be remind yourself of what they were. One of the things I was talking with my trig class about, or my geometry class, maybe just geometry. Maybe it was trig 2, but if you wanted to look at any of your old tests to see what did I struggle on, or what do I need to maybe remember to put on my note card, that's fine. I just need them back, so they just need to stay in here. So if you decide you want to look at something, you're welcome to, if that is helpful. So in chapters 5 and 8, we did those together as a single test. That's why they're listed here together. This is where we did rational expressions. Those were those fractional where you had to factor and do some canceling, add, subtract. So those are fractions. That's where we did a whole bunch of common denominator and stuff like that. We also did imaginary numbers. This is where I came in. So we used I there. And then this is where we found all the zeros. So we were able to factor things and find zeros. We were able to do long division and synthetic division. Now, we won't have specific questions on just long and synthetic division because that was from last semester. but if you guys recall, sometimes it made sense to use longer synthetic to find the solution, so, or to finding the zeros. So sometimes I was factoring or division, long or synthetic. And again, it might be worth paging through the test to kind of see again, or like I said, maybe your note card will jog your memory enough. And just so you guys know, from this test, we had an extra review that some of you guys chose to do for like extra credit. That's actually what I used for my, I'm gonna be fully honest, that's what I used for my exam review. So just if you go into your notes and find that, I would suggest trying to make yourself do it over again. A chunk of you guys did the extra review, but not everyone. So the conic chapter was a big one on formulas. So writing all the different formulas for conics. So in that chapter we did circles, ellipses, parabolas, but kind of that more, but that one we added like that you could have parabolas left or right. Oops. Go away. Hyperbolas. And their different equations and how to manipulate them, and so that's what I have on the review for tonight, is just those two chapters, just because they, I mean, obviously when we start going through a lot of problems like that, the problems kind of add up, so I thought doing two sections of review. But I will talk about the other ones here today. So chapter 9 then, is where we learned how to talk first about derivatives. So in chapter 13 we learned about antiderivatives, like going backwards. We learned about derivatives and average rate of change. There was we talked about both of those things. Basically, average rate of change is the slope between 2 points. And if you guys remember, we talked about a curve. We just found the slope, and so it was called the average rate of change, where it wasn't exactly the exact slope because we couldn't follow the curve, but it gave us a good estimate. Derivatives. And then this was one where we talked about velocity, acceleration. So we talked about the distance it moved was so h of t would be the distance, h prime would be the velocity, and then h double prime was the acceleration. So we took the derivative again. And then chapter 13 is the most recent test we had, and that's where we got into our antiderivatives and Riemann's sums. And then finally, there'll be a few questions on binary and mod. Not a ton, not like a whole test worth. So being able to convert back and forth between binary and base 10, and then also the mod, just being able to do just 1 or 2 questions on each of those. So nothing real big. So be able to convert back and forth and then take the mod of a value. So. So I will get you guys your review sheets. So again, this review, I would try to have as much as you guys can have done for tomorrow. And I'll have a new review for you guys tomorrow as well. Both of them I'm going to collect on the exam day, so that way you can use them to make note cards and stuff. But try to stay on top of things, because again, it's basically a 2-page review today, and you'll probably get the same thing tomorrow. So if you wait, you'll be overwhelmed. So, and obviously I'll give you guys time today to work on that. And if you guys would like a yellow note card, I have a yellow card stock. Again, you can use both sides of it. I'd rather that than giving you card stock and then you just use one side of a full sheet, just to save on card stock. But otherwise, feel free to just use a full sheet one side. I will get you guys your cheat sheets back to you guys today. So again, this review, I would try to have as much of it done for tomorrow as you can. Obviously bring questions, but you're welcome to ask questions today as well. And again, I do have your old tests if those are helpful.